Okay, I really need to go inside and take my groceries in before my juice unthaws and stuff, but I really wanted to make this video before I went in. So I'm creating a community that I really would like to invite other beta testers. I have a couple right now, but I need some more. And I don't care how far along you are on your spiritual or trauma healing journey, because I need feedback from all. I need feedback from people who maybe are more experienced, maybe you have done coaching or other programs and are quite familiar with different concepts and ideas, because I would love the feedback from people with the experience to say, well, you know, this worked really well for me, or maybe if you change this, it might help more people, etc. You know what I mean? So I would love some feedback like that. Also to people who haven't done any of this, your feedback will be critical, because you can say, you know, that kind of made me question myself a little too much, it pushed me a little too hard, or that was really inspiring, I really like that aspect, maybe build that up. You get where I'm coming from on this? And the beta testers are obviously going to get all the content for free that I'm creating, and you're going to help me create it, so you're going to be a part of building this. So I think that's pretty cool in and of itself. And later on, once we're done this first program, I'm planning 2 more programs, like a tier, right? Like a 3-level tier. So yeah, I'm going to, after the first program is done and my beta testers have completed it, there's going to be a totally free option, because I want this to be available to anyone. You know, people who are struggling with the whole concept of self-connection, of feeling loved, of feeling like somebody genuinely cares. It's going to be for those people that come from all walks of life. You don't have to be out there looking to make millions or get a house. You might just be looking to not want to dread waking up tomorrow. Maybe that's where you are, because that I can relate to. I'm not out here trying to teach you how to manifest a dream job or a dream world. I want to help you learn that you are worthy of love, that not only do you deserve to be loved, but that you were born deserving of love, regardless of what this world, this system has given you to believe. And I want to teach people how to trust in the power that is the universe, that is all. And I want to show them how it, you know, with different exercises and different tools, you can learn to build your faith and your confidence, not just in yourself, but in the universe, in source, and in the laws that help keep balance. Because this world is going to come back into balance. Might take another 10, 15 years, but it's going to come back into balance here soon. I've been shown a lot of different things in my visions, and it's coming. And if you're not into the trippy hippie, you know, psychic, clairvoyant, clair audio, whatever the clair is, that, you know, if you're not into that stuff, my group might not be for you. I'm definitely more on the esoteric side of things. But I want to invite anyone. I don't care if you're a recovering addict, if you're homeless, if you are an addict, if you're, you know, I don't care what walk of life you're from, you know, biker to the businessman, the farmer to the, you know, the stock trader. I don't care who you are, where you come from. If you genuinely are struggling to figure out what purpose you have in this world, or if there's any purpose at all to living, this is going to be for you, this group. Because it's not about manifesting money or manifesting a house or manifesting the perfect relationship. It's about learning to truly love ourselves again, and that we really are worthy of love. And it often starts by leaving survival mode. Now, do you want to have a quick overview of what survival mode is like? Because I guarantee you a lot of you are in it. Survival mode is one of those things that you don't even realize it's actually a part of you until you start experiencing what it's like to not live in it. So here's an example of survival mode. At the end of the day, you come home and you are utterly drained and exhausted. You've got nothing left. It's all you can do to take off your shoes, hang up your coat, and flip on the TV, and you just hope to God nobody calls you, texts you, bug you, or knock on the door. This is the first sign you're in survival mode. Second survival mode thing that was really big for me, that made me really realize, is that I was afraid of any kind of conflict, because I didn't want to deal with it. Whether I was in the right or the wrong, it didn't matter. I did not have the emotional capacity to deal with conflict of any kind. I ran from it. One or two things would happen. I'd either just concede right away, give in, and let people walk all over me, or I would lose my shit and become a raging crazy person. And that's another part of survival mode. Do you find yourself exploding a lot? Right? You're finding that your emotional capacity is like zilch, like there's no regulation anymore. You're constantly being triggered. That's a huge sign of survival mode. And especially if you've been in a traumatic or abusive relationship, and if you have kids and you're finding that you're more and more irritable to your kids, and you're feeling a lot of guilt because you wish you were more present for your kids, you wish that you had more capacity to play games with them and be a part of their life and connect with them, but you just can't, because you honestly are so exhausted. You just pray to God that they give you as much time alone to just do nothing and gap out and freeze. Because when you're in survival mode, often we escape to that freeze place, that place where we don't really, everything goes on in our head a million times over, but we don't do anything. Like, we're locked. And I know they say that's an ADHD thing or an autism thing, but honestly, that's a survival mode thing. And the reason why people with ADHD or autism or other neurodivergent disorders, whether you're borderline personality disorder or bipolar or whatever it is we often end up in these depressive lock states. And it's only depressive because there is no, it's hard for us to snap out of it. And that's what I mean by depressive. Like, it's a negative emotion that we have a really hard time to snap, and it can lock us into that place where we just don't do anything because everything's overwhelming. It's like, well, why bother? You reach that point of why freaking bother? It's just going to get worse. It's just going to get bigger. The problem's just going to get bigger. That's survival mode. I can tell you that when I left my ex last year, and I finally started to realize the intensity of the abuse I had been living in, it took me almost a whole year. It's been almost a whole year since I left, that I can actually now start living normally, like cooking, cleaning, getting up, having a routine, things that apparently as neurodivergents we're not supposed to be able to do. But apparently you can if you do trauma healing. Because we are, as a people with neurodivergence, I think the trauma happens to us differently than other people sometimes, right? So things that a lot of people will say shouldn't be traumatic for us are extremely traumatic. Like, I mean, freaking extremely. My first real trauma experience that haunts me to this day is when my stepfather was yelling and screaming at me, like foaming at the mouth, and his veins are popping out of his forehead and out of the side of his neck, and he's doing his pacey thing and screaming at me, and I'm like 4 or 5. And actually, no, it's probably 6, because we were in a house by then. It doesn't matter. Age doesn't matter. It's irrelevant at this point. But I had to look him in the eye, not make a facial expression. That was a no-no, right? I couldn't trigger him in any way, but I had to remain eye contact to show respect that I was listening while he screamed at me. Anyone with neurodivergence, especially autism, something snapped in me. I had to lock a part of me away that day. And that was actually one of my first memories that hit me when I started to recover from my trauma and had my first, or maybe my second, I would say, awakening experience. And it was intense. And that messed me up for decades. That experience, because it was beyond traumatic for me. It hurt me inside my soul and broke something inside my soul that I didn't even know could be broken, right? So a lot of us neurodivergents, we have trauma and we don't even understand it ourselves, because everyone tells us, well, that's just normal. That shouldn't bother you. It did. It really freaking did. Right? So I don't care what other people say. We all have our issues. And yes, we're the only ones who can grow and heal them. But it doesn't mean we have to do it alone. So if you think you're still in survival mode, if you would like to find a place within yourself where you know there's love, you know there's peace, you know you're supported, cared for, I want to show you how you can get there, right? And it's going to be us working together, because it's not just going to be my way is the highway sort of thing. It's going to be me helping you find your way, because everyone's way is unique to them. That's why you're here, to have a unique individual experience. Not to be like me, not to be like some other coach, not to be like whoever. It has to be you self-discovering you. And then you'll find yourself leading yourself eventually, right? So yeah, I'm going to put the link down in under here in the description. But I would love for you guys to come and check out my community as I build it up. I'm starting to make the course content, so it's a good time. Anyways, have a great day, guys. Bye.